Again, a sub n is the nth term. If I want the 8th term, that's a sub 8. Got it? Okay, so a sub n is the 8th term or the nth term. A sub 1 is the first term in the sequence. N is the number of terms being found, or the number of the term being found, excuse me. And D is the common difference. Now, this D right here could go in front of the parentheses, correct? Okay, it doesn't matter whether you want to put it in front or behind it. I've never seen a book write it in front of it, but you could because it's multiplication. You can distribute from the back or the front. It doesn't matter, does it? This is what you will be using every time. There is 4 variables there. What are the 4 variables? A sub n, a sub 1, n, and d. So as long as I have 3 of those 4, can I solve for any one of those things? Yes, and you will have to. Okay? They will give you a sub n, they'll give you a sub 1, and they'll give you the difference, and they'll make you find what? N. Okay? They will give you all of them. It doesn't matter in this equation as long as I have 1 less than the number of variables they are, I can find the rest of them. Yes? Okay, does everyone have it written down? Okay. Find the formula for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence whose common difference is 3 and whose first term is 2. So what is my formula? We're going to write it down every single time. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. The biggest mistake people make is they leave out the plus and make it multiplication, and it's not. So, it says find the formula. So the formula is the definition, the equation, right? Okay. So a sub 1, do I have a sub 1? A sub 1 is what?
2.
2. Do I have n?
No.
No, I don't have n.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have n, would I, if I'm writing a formula? No. Okay, and do I have d?
Yeah. 3.
Is 3. So what do I do with those things?
You fill them in.
Just fill them in. So a sub n equals 2 plus
n minus 1.
the quantity n minus 1.
Why over there did you put a sub 1 and then equal to 2?
Because I wrote out each variable when what they were.
Is 2.
Like,
Oh, okay.
okay. So I can't leave my definition like that. That's horrible, ugly. You've never had an equation given to you like that, have you? So I need to do what with it to simplify it?
Distributed.
I need to distribute the 3, yes?
Yeah.
So I have a sub n equals 2 plus 3n minus 3.
3n minus 1.
So a sub n equals 3n minus 1. This is your definition, your formula, your equation, whatever you want to call it. The book will call it all the things. I will call it all the things. I usually call it a definition. Because does it define every term in that sequence?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Now-
all we have to do.
That's all you have to do. Now, if I wanted to write that in summation notation, I would just do what with it? The sum, what's my index?
3.
What's my index?
N.
N equals 1 to infinity, because it's probably infinite, right?
3n.
Of 3n minus 1. That's it. So doing that, could I write that, they'll find the sum? Could I find the whole sum of this?
No.
Why not?
Because it's infinite.
It's infinite, and I'm adding infinite terms, right?
You can make,
I can find the partial, right? Can I find the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 8?
How do we know n
10,000?
equals 1?
What?
Like, how do we know n equals 1? Oh, never mind.
Because we just started that, because this is the first term. Now, if it would have said the 8th term equaled 1, then your index would equal 8 first.
Wait, why don't we have the n equal 2 since the first term is 2?
No, n is the number, the place. Is it the first term, the second term, the third term? Connor, put your feet on the floor. Thanks. Okay, you're not gonna have to write them in summation notation today, but I wanted just to show you how they link. That's tomorrow, I think. Okay, find the formula for the nth term again. Formula, definition, equation, all the same thing, yes? Okay, what is my equation? A sub n equals,
-1.
no,
A
a sub 1
Oh, you're right now.
N minus 1.
plus
-1.
n minus 1 times d. So what did they give me?
A to A1.
A sub 1, guys, sub.
A
Just
sub
say
1.
a sub 1
A sub
equals what?
-1.
Negative 1. What's negative 5?
The
D.
difference. We don't know.
And we don't know n because we're just writing the formula, right? So you write the formula. Plug it in and simplify it all. Sadie?
Do you have to change around the 4 and the 5?
No. I wrote it the way I did. Does anybody guess why I wrote it the way I did?
You didn't have any either.
So I didn't have a negative in front, and that's the only reason I did that. I know you guys have been taught forever that standard form is the n in front. It doesn't matter. I would rather not have my negative up front, but I don't care. So you could write it a sub n is negative 5 n plus 4. Either way. I won't forget about the negative if it's back there. Yes?
Can you do the other thing so I can see if I can
What? Oh, the summation?
Yes.
Did you do it right? Did you do it right? Okay. And again, you don't have to do summation notation today. And I will tell you, when they write in summation notation, they don't use n as their index. They don't. Because in the formulas for summation, we have some n's going on in there, and they're not quite the same. Okay? So they would change this. They would have this I equals 1, and then this would be 4 minus 5, what? I? Okay. The reason we do that is because the summation formulas have n's in them, and they're not the same. They wouldn't be the same. Okay, find the 10th term of an arithmetic sequence that begins with 8 and 20. Now, when you do this, I want a formula, definition, equation first. Got me? I don't want you just to plug it in and get an answer. I want the definition, because that is the main thing we're learning here, okay? So, they gave me 8 and 20 they start with. So, what are we going to do?
the first term?
Yeah, it's the sequence begins with 8 and 20.
So all we have
So it
is
would be 8,
A sub 1.
20, right? We have a sub 1, which is what?
8 and 20.
Well, a sub 1 isn't 8 and 20, it's
It's
just
A.
8. What else do we have?
A sub 10.
Well, we need to
We
find
want-
a sub 10.
N is 10.
What?
N is 10,
N is 10?
right?
N will be 10. Eventually, N will be 10, yes. But first, we're going to write the equation.
How are you figuring this out?
Because it says find the 10th term.
So N is 10?
N is 10 when we actually go.
to find the difference?
What? We have to subtract to find the difference. We have the first and second term. Can't we easily find that?
12.
So the difference is 20 minus 8. So it's 12. So if I have a sub 1 and I have the difference, can I write a formula now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the formula before we even start? A sub n equals, try to say without looking.
A sub 1 plus n minus 1 b.
See, it's almost stuck already, isn't it? So if you write that every time you use it today, is it going to really be stuck?
Yeah.
Okay, so I fill in 1 and d, so fill in 1 and d and find a formula.
So do we put 10?
Not now. I want an actual formula, and then once we get an actual formula, we'll plug in what? 10. I want a formula because I would like to give it to you, and I like to ask for 10, 16, and 20, like 3 different things. And you don't want to do the problem 3 times, do you?
So how do we figure out n with 10?
Because it says find the 10th term. But we're not using that right now. We're just finding the definition.
So it's like instead of a sub 1, it's a sub 10.
Right. Okay, so let's see what you guys should have.
And why is it 20 minus 8 for me?
Because to find the difference between those two numbers, 20 minus 8.
We do that in
Okay, did you get a sub n equal 12n minus 4?
Yes. Yes.
Anyone not get that?
I switched it around.
What, but if you switch it around, you have negative 4 plus 12n.
No, I had 4 plus 12n. Because I just took 12 minus 8.
Instead of,
I didn't take 8 minus 8.
you didn't, well, yeah, the 12 is on the negative.
So
Yes.
is it fine if I put the 10 in like the second?
No, I want that when I ask a problem like this, I am looking for this, that is points, and then this, because if I ask for the 10th, the 15th, and the 30th, you would have to do this problem 3 times the way you just did it. If I do it this way, then I just plug it in 3 times. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want a sub what?
10.
10. So a sub 10, so it's 12 times what? 10 minus 4, so 120 minus 4 is 116. So when I ask a question like that, I'm looking for both this and that. Which one do you think is more important out of those 2 things? The
one
equation?
above.
The first one.
The equation. The equation is the most important thing. Can you get there?
Yeah.
So now what if I don't give you the first 2 terms? Oops, wrong way. Oh, this just gives you decimals. Okay, we'll do it real quick. Okay, it wants the first 5 terms. So in order to give the first 5 terms, I need to write an equation and then plug what in?
1 through 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys want to try this one all on your own?
No. Yeah.
First of all, I would be changing everything to fractions because I'm weird. Good.
I feel like this would be that.
This will be 1/4 and 16 and 2/4 series. It does say 0.25, right?
Be 1/4, but what fraction did you say for 16.5?
I had 16.
That'd be 33 and 43.
Well, it'd be 165 over 10.
What are you?
Yeah.
Yes, it's 30.
And then you divide it by 5, so you get 33 over 2. I didn't say you're wrong. I was just showing you. Or you can leave it in decimal. I don't care. I'll do it both ways. See which one I screw up.
either know or you didn't write the formula for something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, we know it now.
No? That's what you write in there?
Hopefully I didn't screw up either one of them. Okay, so decimal, you should have 0.25n plus 16.25. And fraction, you would have 1/4 n plus 65/4. Okay. The reason why I like the fraction form is because when I have to plug in 1 through 5, all I have to do then is add numerators. See that? I don't have to be multiplying 0.25 and
But 0.25
It's
is
easier.
easy.
I can do this one easier without a calculator. So you do yours with the decimals and I'll do mine with but you have to do yours without a calculator because I'm doing mine without
It's
a
only
calculator.
0.25, so it's
Yeah.
literally quarters. It's like quarters. That's
So
Put my foot down.
well, if you do fractions, you have to reduce.
You really just go by
You just add 0.25.
What do you do for the decimals after you get to that point?
You have to plug in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I actually did right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so now this is a check. I didn't just write down what a sub 1 was. What did I? I put in the numbers and did I get what I was supposed to? A sub 1 was 33 halves. It was 33 halves. Okay. I don't care if you do this in decimals and fractions, either one, but you're not going to have a calculator.
Can you write the answers for that?
It's just odd.
You just go like 0.25.
Now, this is fine. You can do this. Now, I've heard it several times now. You just go up like 0.25. You do. But what if I didn't ask for 1 through 5? What if I asked for 15 and 28 and 99? Doing the decimals would be harder to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it really bothers me.
How much money is
17.50
quarters?
and 16.5.
Oh. Okay. So now, what if I don't give you the first and second term?
What?
Now, what if I don't give you the first and second term?
If
You're going to have to figure out the difference, right? And you're going to have to figure out, we got 5 minutes.
It's not a long book. Yeah, it makes
Okay. So, what if I give you the 4th and the 13th term?
Then you have to like
Okay, what's,
divide.
the
after
second-
you subtract.
what's my formula? A sub n equals?
A sub 1 plus a minus 1 b.
Okay,
Do you like?
now I have to figure out, no, I know what you're going to say, and I want you to do it a little bit differently. If you want to do it that way, you do it that way, but don't share.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, don't share.
Okay, so we've got to figure out a sub 1, and we have to figure out the difference, yes?
Uh-huh. Maybe.
And I didn't give you, if I gave you 4 and 5, I could find the difference really easily, couldn't I?
Yeah.
But I didn't. I gave you 4 and 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 4 for right now a 1. So that would make that what?
You subtract it now. 10.
9.
9,
Yeah. A
4,
A sub 1.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13?
10.
10.
What? That is
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I told you.
What is
subtract
it?
3.
You subtract them and add 1. You guys are counting gaps. We're not counting gaps. We're actually counting things.
Oh.
Okay, does that make sense? When you subtract, you're counting the gaps. I don't want the gaps, I actually want the numbers. So if you subtract and add 1, you always get it right. 13 minus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10.
I just saw that you took 3 from 4.
Well, what about for the first one?
13.
Okay, so I made a sub 4, a sub 1. Shh, listen, I made a sub 4, a sub 1 temporarily. Got it?
Okay.
And then I made a sub 13, a sub 10. Now if I have a sub 1 and I have a sub 10, can I find my difference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because in this case, a sub 1 is 20, right? N is what? 10. And a sub n is 65. So I have 3 of the 4 variables, yes? So a sub n is 65, because n is 10, equals a sub 1 is 20, plus what's n?
It's 10.
10 minus 1 times d. So this is 65 equals 20. Now there's where this is important. That is plus 99d. I had to enunciate my words.
How'd you get N?
Because 1 to 10 is 10. Okay?
What do you mean 99?
She didn't mean 99. She meant
I had to enunciate my words. I said 9. I said 9d, but not clear. It sounded like 90. So now I subtract 20, yes,
yeah.
and I divide by what?
9.
9.
One.
So d is what?
5.
5. So d is 5. Now I come back to my original
And you put it all back in.
and I plug it in. Okay, but I pick which one do you want to use? A sub 4 or A sub 13? A sub 4. So this now is my n and my a sub n. So I have 20 equals, we're looking for a sub 1, right? Plus, what was my n? 4 minus 1 times what?
5.
5.
So where did you get 5 for? Oh, yeah, you just
Okay, so then I have 20 equals a sub 1 plus 3, 15. So I subtract 15. So a sub 1 is 5.
And so
I have a sub 1 and I have d. Can I find my equation?
Yeah, but so Miss Nick.
Yes.
So then if you wanted to do the 13, we just put the 65 where the 20 is. And then
Yes,
13
if this would be
is
65 and that would be 13.
4. Okay.
Yes, Connor. I'm trying to hurry.
Just wondering, can I do it the way I was doing it?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can. I just don't want you to share it that way because that's, you're doing the same thing I am in a different order. Okay, so then this equation then would be what? Let's say 5n. So when I ask you this question, what am I looking for? D, a sub 1, and a sub n.
Can you leave that?